Hey everyone, U.S. immigration lawyer Michael Ashoori here, and in today's video, I'm going to take you behind the scenes and I'm going to show you an actual clip of an RFE that was issued by USCIS. An RFE is a request for evidence, and this is something that USCIS will routinely submit to people that apply for certain immigration benefits. So you're going to see an actual clip of an RFE, and this RFE, interestingly, has to do with another video that I previously submitted a little while ago regarding a new policy on E2 visas. So about a month and a half ago, I posted a video about a new policy on E2 visas. And the new policy specifically has to do with people that get citizenship to E2 treaty countries. To just do a quick recap of that new policy, recently a new act was passed where people that get citizenship to an E2 treaty country through some sort of a financial means, like based on making an investment, for example, have to be domiciled in that country for at least 3 years before they can use that citizenship and that passport to apply for an E2 visa. And so that was the update of that video. So for example, a lot of people that are interested in an E2 visa that do not have citizenship to an E2 treaty country, for example, Chinese citizens or citizens of India or citizens of Russia, those big major countries do not qualify for an E2 visa. The E2 visa is only available to citizens of E2 treaty countries. In order to qualify for an E2 visa, you have to have a passport to an E2 treaty country. So for example, a lot of people would get citizenship to Grenada. Grenada is a country that does have an E2 treaty with the US. And Grenada has a program for investors to get citizenship to Grenada based on making an investment in Grenada. So many people in the past would get citizenship to Grenada and then use that Grenadian passport to apply for an E2 visa to the United States. Well, this policy basically says that if you're gonna get citizenship to an E2 treaty country, you have to be domiciled in that E2 treaty country for at least 3 years before you can use the passport from that country to apply for an E2 visa in the United States. So now back to today's video. I'm gonna share with you a clip of an RFE, request for additional evidence. And in this clip, you're gonna see exactly how USCIS is going about evaluating and basically implementing these new rules. So take a look. In the clip, you're gonna see basically the individual that's applying for the E2 change of status in this example. They're in the United States and they're applying to change their status from a certain status to E2 status. But in the clip, what you're gonna see is that the individual is born in India and is applying for his E2 change of status using a Canadian passport. So in the RFE, USCIS is asking, how did you become a citizen of Canada? And if you became a citizen of Canada through some sort of a financial means, show us that you've been domiciled in Canada for at least 3 years before applying for this E2 change of status. So take a look at my screen and we'll go through this together. So it says here, you must show that you are a national of a treaty country or of a country accorded treaty visa privileges by legislation. If you are in the United States, your country of nationality is determined by the passport you used when you were last admitted into the United States. In addition, the INA 101A15E now states that E, an alien entitled to enter the United States under and in pursuance of the provisions of a treaty of commerce and navigation between the United States and the foreign state of which he is a national, or in the case of an alien who acquired the relevant nationality through a financial investment and who has not previously been granted status under this subparagraph, the foreign state of which the alien is a national and in which the alien has been domiciled for a continuous period of not less than 3 years at any point before applying for a non-immigrant visa under this subparagraph, and the spouse and children of any such alien if accompanying or following to join such alien. Then it goes on to say, You filed your I-129 application as a national of Canada, even though you were born in India. Please explain how and when you received Canadian nationality. If you received your Canadian nationality through a financial investment, please provide evidence to show that you were domiciled in Canada for a continuous period of at least 3 years. Thanks for sticking with me as we read through that excerpt from the request for evidence. And as you can see, particularly in that latter part of the excerpt, USCIS wants to know if you were born in a country that is not an E2 treaty country, but you're applying for your E2 visa using a passport of a treaty country, USCIS wants to know, how did you get citizenship to that treaty country? And if you got citizenship to the treaty country through some sort of a financial investment, they want to know whether or not you've been domiciled in that country for at least 3 years continuously before using your passport to apply for that E2 visa or the E2 change of status. If you now have citizenship to an E2 treaty country and you didn't otherwise have it in the past, it's something that you definitely want to look out for and you want to plan for when you're compiling your documentation to apply for the immigration benefit, whether it's for the E2 visa or the E2 change of status. I hope you found this video very helpful. Let me know what you think about these types of videos where we look at actual immigration documents. If you like this type of video, let me know in the comments. Feel free to give this video a big thumbs up. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next video.